All right. Hi, everyone. Newest episode of Whatever Happened to the Game. And welcome, Albeleo from Illinois. Nice to have you with me today.
Hey there. How you doing, buddy?
All right. So, one thing we both really like to do is play Doom. And hello, Axel. So, today we're going to be talking about Doom. The first two Doom games, anyways, which is great. And what better is that we recently had Doom the Dark Ages, the newest Doom, released. So perfect timing at this point. So without much further ado, I'm going to go on and get this party going. So next week is a special edition of our previous episode. And I'll get to you soon, Axel. our previous episode about Starship Troopers. It is a special edition which includes a little bit of an introduction by myself going into the live stream. And I did that because I realized that the videos reach a different audience than the live streams do. They reach a more general audience. So I was going to make a video version of one of our favorite live streams based on our audience to go as a video. So, and with something added. So it isn't a one-for-one copy of what you would hear if you were listening to it. The next one is a Castlevania and the game mods as Castlevania Volume 2. Whatever happened to Castlevania Volume 2. So, news. EA Games closed Cliffhanger Studios and they canceled Black Panther, and Doom the Dark Ages has been recently released. Those are two good ones.
There was a Black Panther game?
They canceled it when it was like most of the way done at EA. EA is consolidating at this point. All the studios are, because they're having some games that don't sell enough. So they're trying to consolidate their losses and close some of their studios that aren't making them as much money as they want. I mean, you can play as Black Panther in Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, but it's not really a Black Panther game. It's more of an Avengers game.
Okay.
That's the two big things in news.
Gotcha. All right.
So, Axel, my favorite Doom game is 2016. How about you, Albeleo?
I'd probably have to agree right now. Just because 2016 is such a fantastic combination of everything that Doom has done prior, including some, although very few, but some of the horror elements.
Yeah, it feels a lot like a mix of Evil Dead and other horror action movies, all parodied in the game, which I enjoyed. And I just enjoy the fact that, like a lot of your protagonists, well, I guess Gordon Freeman is this way. He just doesn't say much. Hi, Chaos. How are you doing? So, going to this, it was part of the early dawn of the first-person shooter. It was released the year after Wolfenstein 3D. And, of course, it's by id Software. So, Doom was also a really early case of 2.5 dimensional video games. And if you wonder what I mean by 2.5 dimensions, you know what 2.5 dimensions is, Albeleo. Would you like to explain it?
Yeah, so it's basically false 3D. The game looks like it's in 3D space, but it's actually not. Everything is 2D, but basically there's a at the time extremely complex coding where they take specific textures and sprites and whatnot and just extend them really high so that it gives the illusion that the game is actually 3D. This is why you can't jump over This is why you can't jump over or run under certain demons, or
you don't have. There's no floors above floors.
Yeah. There's also no. There's also no platforming, like proper platforming. This is why, like, there's no you can't. There's no bridge that walks over an arena, right?
Right.
That's because they couldn't actually do that with the engine.
Right. The engine wasn't made for layers. That was later with Quake, which Chaos. I'm thinking about talking about other Doom and even Quake games later. It's an idea. There's a lot of things I want to cover in the podcast, but I will get to Doom 3. I'll go through them in order of release. So Doom 3 would be the next one about Doom. Next live stream topic. Yeah, and the other thing too is how they programmed what is essentially a polarizing. It's similar to how a polarizing lens works, because the ledges in Doom are a one-way trip. They only let you pass one way. Like if you have an elevated ledge, they make it so you're only really passing one way when it looks like there's a ledge up there, but you're not. But But if the ledge is above a certain height, such as a stairway, you can go up it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting, and but the crazy thing I like more about Doom, and even though I'm saying that 2016 is my favorite one, is all the mods they have made of the original Doom games, including GZ Doom mods.
Mm-hmm.
There's just been so many things they've done with the real Doom clones, as I like to call them. Okay, so we're going to talk about and watch our favorite Doom maps. You want to talk about your favorite one from episode 1, Albeleo? I'll mention mine after that.
Oh, my favorite my favorite from the I don't know which I don't know. Probably I'd probably have to say that my overall favorite is probably just Knee Deep in the Dead. It's got to be episode 1.
I mean, specifically for me, Waste Facility was my favorite. The music for it, and the fact that you have to you do loops. So you go around, you do one loop, partial loop. Mm-hmm. You get the red card, a partial loop, get the blue card. Then you do an even bigger, closer to a full circle, get the yellow card. Then you do a full circle to get to the exit. So it's a bit annoying and redundant, but that element that they're using with a limited amount of data and that making that map makes it interesting.
They make very good use of the they make very good use of the space in that mission.
Right. Yeah. So no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying. I think that Knee Deep in the Dead, not just because it's obviously the first one that everyone starts with, and it's so iconic, especially when it when it opens with at Doom's Gate, you know, you know. I like how episode 1 does a very good job of very, very slowly transitioning things from the UAC facilities to Hell, right? And obviously when you get to Shores of Hell, that's when things really start to, you know, get out of hand. But everything's not out of hand, but like everything is becoming much more thematically
exactly.
hellish and changing.
You get a map in episode 2 that's literally a giant pentagram, the way it's laid out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the map, you'll realize, or if you see the star shape overall. But when I looked at the map, it's like, oh, that's cool how they designed it that way.
Yeah, the way that you get the rocket launcher, which is not hidden. It's not like really hidden away, because obviously the first episode, it took them a while and they were trying to figure out like how to best balance everything out, et cetera, et cetera. So you pick up the rocket launcher and you're like, oh, that's really cool. I got a whole new weapon, and I've got 2 more weapons to go.
I think the chainsaw in the first episode was the most, well, not the most concealed. I just kept wondering, okay, how do I find it? Because at first I thought it was in that dark maze part, but then I realized, oh no, I have to like find it somewhere else. But when I was a total noob, I didn't realize, okay, the whole map is just one layer. So eventually I can collide with that same point that the secret is found on. I just have to find it on the same level somewhere.
Yeah, and as I was because last time I was streaming, I hadn't like thought about it before, that the chainsaw is a secret weapon. You're not supposed to find it right away, because it's in the second level. It's hidden off on the side where you have to go down through that area that you just mentioned, where all the flickering lights and everything are in that big like server maze.
Yeah,
and then
you have to go up the stairs to the exit and if you don't look to your left and see that kind of cutout on the side, you'll miss the chainsaw.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known, which means you have to go all the way back down towards that like little that room and flip the switch to open the wall. And then in the third level, it's tucked in a secret little wall that's on the way to a soul sphere. So you're like, oh, like where I never would have found this if I hadn't seen that big blue floating head outside, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the game, if once you know where secrets are, the game gets a lot easier.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's one of the things I did enjoy a lot. Even more when I got into episode 2, Shores of Hell, when I went into the containment facility, because there's quite a number of secrets, and some of them in containment facility, I have to hit a switch in one place, then run all the way to almost the other side of the map before the door closes on me, or else I won't get the secret.
Yep. And they don't give you the plasma rifle either, which is also a very good detail because, you know, honestly, I think they shouldn't have they should not have given the BFG in Shores of Hell. Personally, I think they should have avoided it, just because the plasma rifle is so powerful. And
if you know how to do it, yeah, if you know how to use the plasma rifle pretty well, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, some guys are just stunned by the hit. So if you focus the plasma rifle on a big tough guy, you can keep him stunned.
Just as stunned as I am when Adrian just crashes out.
Oh. All right,
yeah, he's back.
Down.
All good.
So favorite ones. Okay, there you go.
Plasma rifle. It stuns people.
Now, I'm pretty sure you'd have a favorite in, say, Inferno, right?
Favorite level?
Yeah, favorite map. It's in episode 3. I bet if you don't, you definitely wouldn't be missing Thy Flesh Consumed.
Oh yeah, no, screw Thy Flesh Consumed. That whole episode can eat a dick.
It was a nice addition for Ultimate Doom because
oh yeah, sure. It definitely really shows the difference in level design and priorities, thought process, and why I've mentioned before, and I'm not the first one to say this, obviously, like Romero was very much the theme while Carmack was very much the technical. And this is why games like Doom 3 are so technically impressive and does very well for a lot of things, but so much of Doom 3 repeats because it's so mathematical. And it really needed that extra level of theme that Thy Flesh Consumed added. Not that Doom 3 didn't, like start off with everything completely screwy and then eventually starts to detail Doom 3 does what episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Doom 1 do very well, right? Because of the transition from the UAC facilities operating, everything's screwy, and then you get to the hellish bits before you actually end up in hell. All of it's very well executed. But when it comes to Inferno, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much.
I mean, my favorite from Inferno is Pandemonium. Remember Pandemonium? Pandemonium?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that one definitely expects your observations? Because you go through and you step into the ending and you're like, oh cool, so why did we just redo the first mission? And then you step on the thing, the wall lowers, and you're like, oh, I wonder what this is. You go around the corner and you see a cyber demon, and you're like, ah.
Oh yeah.
And in early Doom, that's a death sentence almost.
Yeah,
Unless you're
Chaos.
good.
So that episode 3, the first one is called Hellkeep, and yeah, it's basically you're going into an evil castle because you have to fight the demons on the outside, find this switch slightly hidden to open up the gate, and then you go inside and backtrack. Now, Thy Flesh Consumed, that's where I really have a favorite one with Perfect Hatred, because because the first time I did it, when I saw the cyber demon, I just thought, I'm screwed. I saw him at the top, but later I realized you have to teleport and kill him by the teleporter. But that, and you have a huge circle of toxic waste on the bottom.
Yeah, that third level is brutal. I'd also just on the point of Inferno, I'd probably have to say Mount Erebus is the one that comes to mind most.
Yeah, that's the one where you knock yourself, where you somehow make the jump. I don't know how, or you have to knock yourself back using invulnerability and a rocket launcher to fall into the crate with the secret exit switch.
Well, there is no invul in Mount Erebus, so you have to just tank the shot. But there is a way to do it, and I don't remember if I made the jump way back when I streamed it, because I don't remember I don't remember if it was Eric or Devil or somebody. Someone told me it was possible, and I think I tried it. But you have to like hard turn yourself, and you have to keep the acceleration going, which is difficult to do.
Yeah,
but it is possible to make that jump without needing to blow yourself up. So
I call it the dumpster dive.
Yeah, that's a good use of the rocket launcher mechanically. Yeah, so Thy Flesh Consumed is rough because Carmack did not work on. As far as I know, he didn't work on it.
Yeah, it was. Actually, I might take a look at that one.
Yeah,
Thy Flesh Consumed.
And then Romero was just like, yeah, I really like Doom. I'm going to make a few more things of Doom. And then we got Thy Flesh Consumed, and people were like, oh, wow, this first level's actually kind of challenging because you have very limited resources.
Oh, okay, here it is. Okay. Maps were developed by Kevin Cloud, John Romero, and Tim Willett. Okay.
So he was probably the overall director and made a bunch of the maps, gave his input, and that's probably why it was in the direction that it was. Because oh boy, that first mission will really test your mettle. It's difficult. You can kill the barons, but there's 3 of them.
Yeah,
basically won't have any ammunition left.
It gets worse if you open the secret pillar in the room to get the blue key.
Yeah, because there's the one, and you're like, all right, I've only got like so many rockets and so much in the way of shotgun shells. It's like, okay, I could probably manage this. And most people will probably dump most of the ammo into it. But then you walk in, you're like, oh, wow, a 9-inch nails secret. And then poof, there's a bunch of barons, and you're like, shit, and you just run.
Well, that's the problem. That's why I fail so many times, because my instinct in playing Doom or FPS games is to stay and fight. But
yeah,
I could have just run away, saved ammo, and gone to Perfect Hatred at that exit instead.
Yeah, and then I think most infamously, people despise the second mission because of how hard it is at the start.
Well, it's hard if you don't know how to cause infighting. Because at the start, you want to cause infighting where the sergeants are in front of you. They don't know you're there yet. So you want to get them to be hit by friendly fire, so they and the imps will help frag each other before you even fire a shot.
Yeah, and on ultra violence, you end up having to deal with an onslaught of cacos.
Oh yeah,
and there's what 1, 2. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and they're so elevated that they're basically not going to be able to hit the imps until they get near you, which means that you have to really tighten up and really learn how to dodge and move on at the last second. It's very it's such a tense moment in just that beginning, because once you get through that, the next room that you go through is just barrens. Because you have to get down and pick up the plasma rifle, and the wall opens, and the one you see, it gets like 2 or 3 more, and it's like, why?
Why?
Just when you thought you outran them from the first mission, they come up.
Well, that's it. And now we're going to go talk about Doom 2. So, 1994, after the release of Doom, there was the release of Doom 2. More monsters in the bestiary, including the pain elementals, including the arachnotrons, and I'm not even touching, and the chain gunners.
Yeah, chain gunners are probably, like, I don't know, like all of the additions to Doom 2 made Doom so much harder, proportionately, right? The chain gunners are monstrous, which is why they almost never get used, unless there's like cover to dodge and run,
yeah, I'll be right back. I need to plug in the battery. I'll be right back.
Oh, no problem. I'll just keep going. The Revenant is easily probably one of the most dangerous. Probably, like, they're fast. They hit hard. They're basically like Hell Knights in terms of like how dangerous they are. But their homing missiles are what make them so treacherous to deal with.
Yeah.
Because when they return in Doom 3, the Revenant's a joke in Doom 3, unfortunately, because those rockets are so slow because of how
and it's also a 3D game. It's a genuine 3D game, so I could toss a grenade from an elevated balcony on a Revenant, and it wouldn't work that way in the classic Doom games.
Yeah, and most of the enemies will not attack you from higher floors. They like, there's something wrong in the AI where they don't attack over railings properly. They won't attack you until you're basically in front of them. So it's like the first Archvile you bump into in that like garage tunnel, because the first one you bump into comes through the door, and you have this really long railing where he'll walk all the way across, and it's like 50 feet. So you're just like, oh, I wonder what you do. I don't care. I'm just going to annihilate him. So you annihilate him before you even get a chance to see what the Archvile does. And it's like, okay, like, what was even the point? But nonetheless, the Revenant is probably the most powerful they've ever been in Doom 2. The heavy gunners are monsters to deal with, especially in the later expansions like Plutonia.
Plutonia, yeah.
Yeah, because Plutonia puts them in some real dastardly locations. And Doom 2 is pretty good about balancing them out. Like, they don't actually overuse the heavy gunner as much as you would think they probably would have in some levels. And what's the last one? Oh, pain elementals.
Yes.
Heat.
Pain elementals, they keep generating new lost souls.
The pain elementals are the most chaotic enemies in that game. I hate them more than I do the Archviles.
Whoa.
Hey guys, I'm Big Mac Davis here.
Well, yeah, that, and I found some of the levels like downtown or suburbs to be, they still aren't 3D, but they at least have this, spiral staircases that go within buildings, so that you can have monsters from higher ground as you go inside a building shooting down at you.
Yeah. The suburbs mission is like infamously hated, because while most of the buildings have their own designs and do stand out from each other. It's like the place is so big, so open, and doesn't actually direct you in much of a manner that you have to actually like open the map and look at the giant arrow on the ground that points you in the direction of where you have to go.
More or less.
Mm-hmm. Because it does the classic mistake of, or it commits the mistake of, that so many other games do at that time, especially at that time, because the open world, like, I have no problem with open world design. I would like a place to generally start so that I have an understanding of things, and Suburbs commits that issue. It's like Castlevania 2. It's like you just start in the town. You're like, I have no idea what to do. And if you don't have the manual, then you're even more lost until you just start roaming around. So you go left and you get eaten by the werewolves because you're like, what the hell are these things?
Yeah.
Suburbs basically does that.
In that map. You need to sidestep a lot in that map just to get a quick glance. Okay, what is there? Or you get a face full of incoming fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worse because since the monsters are firing from different windows, the chances of friendly fire are close to none. And friendly fire is your biggest friend through most of the game before that.
Yeah.
That and the infamous downtown where you have the rising up and down. Well, the rising up and down floors happen all throughout Doom 2, but it's just that you have all these alternating rising floors. I think it's 6 or 8 of them, sections of 4 that go up and down, not in sync with each other. So just up. It makes me almost dizzy looking at it.
Mm-hmm. But they did at least have a lot more fun with some of the maps too. Like, I know a lot of people are very split on Barrels of Fun, but I'm very much on the side of that map. I really like the Tricks and Traps. I thought Tricks and Traps was a really cool little level too.
So did I.
You open up the one room and there's just one guy. You shoot him and it spawns it triggers all the cacos. Or you go into the other room and
the Cyber Demon and many Hell Knights.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 dozen Hell Knights in that room, and you're just like, all right, well, I'm leaving.
Oh wow, yeah. Doom 2, I mean, it was pushing the limits before you finally got Quake for trying to be as good as you can without being actually 3D. And without having a jump mechanic.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's the other new one I forgot to mention. The Archvile.
Yeah, we touched on that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Although
go ahead.
It takes a while to introduce him, though. He doesn't show up in the first 2. But
well, I do appreciate that they do it that way, because when you bump into him and he's not only is he contained in a room, but he's in a room that is small enough that he won't be able to move, so you get to observe how fast he can move, which is good.
Yeah.
And you also he spawn where the enemies that are with him, they're just regular zombie guys. So you, like, when they res, it's not it's not of major consequence, which is also good because you learn. So you see how fast he moves. There's plenty of walls to get covered. So, like, if you do make the mistake of getting damaged by his attack, there's plenty of cover to hide behind and break line of sight. And the enemies that he respawns are of no consequence. So, like, the way they introduce the Archvile is so well executed, because every time you see him later, you're just like, oh, if he can raise that, I wonder what else he can, respawn. So like, you learn after killing him, like, while you're going down the stairs and whatnot, to like prioritize, like, okay, I see this giant, speed walking demon. He's got to die first. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, he has to die, right?
I'm actually
So
going to show it. Show the art
Sure,
trial for this time.
sure. Yeah, I really like how simple it was to introduce the arch file.
Circle of Death.
Mm-hmm.
Where's his double barrel shotgun? Or I mean, super shotgun, but yeah.
Yeah, and this lot of pitfalls that thankfully in Doom 2 they were very, very nice about, because a lot of other games and missions and whatnot are just, they're not kind. You end up falling into those pits and you're just dead.
Because you can't get up. Or at least you try running around to see if there's any stairs out of it.
Yeah. It always drives me nuts when you fall into a pit you can't get out of in Doom. I personally hate the notion of getting stuck in something and not being able to get out like that.
Yep, and that right there is not a secret technically, but it's a little ledge that you might not see if you run too fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here it is.
Yeah, see, because like you don't even know he's up there because you just got an imp throwing fireballs like a dick. You get health, you get armor. That way you can absorb the attack, which is good. And it's so funny that it's actually just a giant cage.
Oh yeah.
Where is he going?
I don't blame him because this video says it's his first time playing this map, so he doesn't know.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah, and you have the arachnotrons.
Yeah. So
thankfully the arachnotrons are fairly.
I mean, he missed the corner secrets in this room right here on the stairway, but I don't blame him. It's part of being a beginner. Oh, he saw it. Oh, so he heard it.
Yep.
Yeah. So some parts of Doom 2, you have to like keep your ears open. Like,
a lot of floor triggers.
Yeah. Where's his double-barreled shotgun? Come on.
I guess he didn't find it.
It's hard not to. I mean, it's inside that enclosure in the second map. Whatever.
Yeah. Like it's right away. Oh, I'm sorry, they're imps. Yeah. Well, either which way, they're of no consequence.
There he is.
But then
He's
you
in
see
the
that.
cave.
But yeah, like he respawns them. He moves very quickly. Like
the first time I saw him, I accidentally blew myself up with a rocket launcher because he was that close.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you get the flame attack, but it's so easy to avoid. It's annoying because you have to deal with the mechanic of like, oh, he resurrects, enemies. But you deal with him in fairly short order. There's health, there's ammo, like there's a lot that you get in that, like you get rewarded and compensated for dealing with him, which is good. Like the introduction to the arch file in Doom 2 is probably one of the best ways you could do it in a game like this. Hey, he found the secret. Good job.
Yeah. That's one of the things is you have to like keep your ears open when playing Doom 2 because there's a lot of background noises, but they as it is, you have to hear it because you won't see it because it's like in another room essentially. I think the other one I really liked from Doom 2 was Spaceport.
Spaceport. Which one was that?
That's the one where you have the cyber demon that shows up right at the end, and you either have to fight him because he's blocking the exit. You have to either get around him somehow, or you have to blow them up. Which, of course, my instinct being destroy whatever's in front of me wasn't quite right. It didn't
Gotcha.
help me there. I could have run, hit the exit switch, and saved ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Doom 2 spaceport. Let's just. Okay, here it is. No, not quite.
Alternate Doom?
All right, I'll turn the sound down, but 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, well, overall, I'd probably have to say Doom 2 is probably not as consistent as Doom 1. But I definitely enjoy Doom 2. I appreciate the creatures that are added because it really makes for some more diverse situations. The level design is a lot more open in many regards. It's not too bad. I don't think it's like game breaking in terms of like thematics or anything. And the inclusion, especially of other enemies like the Mancubus, are really good too. The Mancubus is probably one of the better additions.
All right, I'm working on it.
All good. It's just fill in the dead space.
Thank you very much.
All good. Yeah, the Mancubus is probably, I think, overall the best addition of a monster to Doom 2. I think that Doom needed more bigger enemies in Classic, and I like what the Mancubus offers in that regard. Hits a lot of enemies because of the fireballs. It fires 2 at a time in fairly rapid succession, and well, he's not. I don't think he's quite as strong as a Baron, but he's also not a pushover when it comes to damage.
More or less. Yeah, he's. Oh. Let's see. Here it is. Refueling. Sorry, I got it wrong. It was refueling base, where you have the cyber demon near the end.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, and I know Doom 2 like intimately.
This also had the floor lowering secret puzzle thing going on. Or if you didn't, you had to like find all the switches at various points to lower the floor in the middle of the section here, in order to get a trying to remember if it was a rocket launcher or a BFG.
Oh, wait. Is this the one with there's that like there's this like dividing wall.
Yeah, and you have the
Towards
cyber
the
demon
end,
that can still shoot
and
through it.
yeah, and he can pop up at the end. That's right. That's right. I forgot.
He can teleport. Well, he teleports, but he's outside, but he can teleport, which is the scary part.
Yeah, because he's like up a floor in that little cubby area that you could reach with the yellow key, I believe.
Right. He's in that. You have the whole storage line of storage rooms,
Mhm.
and you have a way to get into that last area through the storage rooms, or you could use the not so secret way of going through the whole room full of imps.
Mhm.
Like that's the way to get in the room full of imps.
Yeah, this room here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, because you're just like, oh, this is neat, and then
Don't
like
get hit.
out of nowhere, if you're not paying attention, he can spawn either in front of you or behind you or something, and then you're just in trouble because you're like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Whew. So now, time to talk about the extra episodes. Master Levels, Plutonian Experiment, Legacy of Rust. So I haven't played Legacy of Rust. I've watched your live streams for it.
Legacy of Rust was very fun. I've pondered over now, like which of all of the expansions post Doom 2 that I enjoy the most, and I really have to sit down and think about it because Legacy of Rust is awesome. It has the Plutonia sort of level design where like you get thrust into some really tough challenges. It's open like Final Doom and Doom 2. And there are some areas where it's just really well designed. It's really interesting in with its layout, with where it's not quite. I will still argue that what is it? The master levels?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the master levels of Doom 2 that no. No Rest for the Living. Sorry. No Rest for the Living is by far the prettiest expansion for Doom 2. By far. Like there is nothing that uses the geometry and the level design of the game to the same extent as that.
I noticed Legacy of Rust, gives you a different set of weapons. So like the flamethrower instead of a plasma rifle.
Yeah, the flamethrower and the Hellblade. They are so good, so fun. The Hellblade is just beautiful because I would actually say the Hellblade is probably way more powerful than the BFG, like by far. The BFG, the way the BFG operates with tracers, basically, like when you pull the trigger, it has a ton of different paths that it has the opportunity to go in, which is why if you run it, and you'll notice when I use it against like a big single target, I'll run into that target and then I'll pull the trigger, and so when it fires off, there's like 40 or 42 tracers or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can have every single one of them hit hit that one enemy and just nuke it. So you can theoretically get like with one good shot, you can drop not only can you one shot barons with it, but it's like 2 good shots point blank will kill Cyber Demon or the Spider Mastermind. And the Hellblade, you can charge up, which increases not only the width of the cone, the range of the cone that it fires in, but also makes the damage deals stronger, and it cuts through everything. Because there's like the comparison is wild. There's a mission I want to say it's like the third to last mission in the second episode, I think. And it's designed for you to get the achievement of killing 50 or more enemies with one calamity blade blast. Because there's you activate the trigger, and there's something like 100 enemies in front of you, like they're all imps, and you're like, oh goodness, because like there's a lot of columns and details that like slow your movement and whatnot, but you charge up that blade and then you just watch all of them just get mowed over. It's Legacy of Rust is probably overall actually the best expansion for Doom 2. I'd have to sit down and really compare each of the expansions though.
Right. I mean, I think it looked great from what I saw because of how it just altered the game. It altered what weapons you have, and it gave you new monsters too. Like there were the winged, whatever those winged demons are that look like Balrogs, sort of. That shot.
Oh, the Vasagos. Yes.
Vasagos,
yeah. The Vasago or Vasago, however you want to pronounce it. Those are basically like they have the same health as Barons of Hell, so they are barons, and they throw an AoE fire that lingers, so they make use of the flamethrower attack, and they cause a great deal of infighting. The Vasago is so good for that. it's such a nice addition to the game. Yeah, because it really leads you to want to capitalize on
infighting and friendly fire.
Yeah.
All right.
It's how I got through that one level, actually, because you have to jump down into this room that opens up, and there's like 4 of them in the inside of this big container. And as you're running around in circles, eventually the archviles and everything will spawn. But as I figured out because I figured out in the run, instead of just going into the room, you can actually walk just close enough to the cliff edge where you fall down into the room. You can activate the region trigger, which opens the area. The Vasago will come out and start attacking, and the enemies will also start coming out and attacking. So you activate the trigger, step out, close the door, just give everything time to spawn, and then open up the door and just like shoot once, let the Vasago throw the fire, and they just start infighting everything, including the Archviles. So they'll take them out, and maybe a couple Vasago will die. So yeah, it's great for that. But yeah, no, they like master levels was like 20 levels, not too bad. It was just more of Doom 2, basically, with a few more spikes in difficulty. No Rest for the Living is short, sweet, simple, to the point, but aesthetically gorgeous. TNT has a lot of really cool thematic levels. Overall, it's very easy, though. I would probably say more, probably easier in some cases, more so than Doom 2, like base. Plutonia.
Some of this is Doom, is the original Doom, basically.
Yeah, more or less. Like they capitalized on a lot of what Doom 2 already offered, and yeah, they didn't go like crazy with it. And then Plutonia has a really high difficulty curve immediately, but once you get over that, the game's actually quite fun, quite good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have all of these mods. And the mods...
So this is Brutal Doom. So I found out why Brutal Doom version 21 wasn't working, and that's because they have 22 out now.
Oh, okay.
So as you can tell, it's a little different, but the mechanics change too. I mean, they let you jump in Brutal Doom. And of course, they have new weapons like the assault rifle, as you see here.
Yeah, well, that's because Brutal Doom is actual 3D, if I remember correctly. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's 3D, but the actual like items in it are still 2D, like the monsters.
Sure. Sure,
I mean,
that's fine. Oh, there's a slowdown mechanic. I don't remember that.
but this is the kind of game you'd like to play if you enjoy playing Warhammer Bolt Gun.
Mm-hmm.
But this is basically their altered version of the first mission for the original Doom.
Yeah, and they the Brutal Doom mod was very good for not only the overall design of like the gameplay, because it moves fast and it does not play around, right? Because that's the notion of it, obviously. Like, it's incredibly violent, but it's also aesthetically, like they took the no rest for the living idea and just cranked that way up, and that's why it looks so good.
Yeah. So.
Also, all of the new demons, like the Belphegor and whatnot.
More or less. So now we're going into Simon's Destiny. So that's another Doom mod. It's based on Castlevania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to get around to that at some point. And thank you again for sending me the link and everything to get it installed.
So I like the new version of Vampire Killer they play at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Brutal Doom, Simon's Destiny, and I'm going to show Legend of Doom. They are all on GZ Doom. So it's source code for Doom with some added mechanics like jumping.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they borrowed from the Hellkeep level because you have to hit... At the higher difficulty, you have to hit a switch to open Dracula's castle door.
Oh, okay.
This is the knife right here. Come on, get your whip upgraded. You missed it. I don't...
Yeah, he's just kind of like having fun. I like how the skeleton is just a revenant. The zombies are just imps.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty fun how they go like the original NES Castlevania games. They're throwing the bones or don't want to touch you.
I like the reflections in the marble flooring. That's a nice detail.
It is.
Oh, the dogs from Wolfenstein.
The wolves, yeah.
Yeah. I never. I don't think I ever asked. Is there fall damage in Simon's Destiny?
There are. You can fall on spikes, and they kill you. Like there's spike pit areas.
But there's no like actual like if I jump from like 100-foot tall floor onto, you know, from the ceiling to the floor, it's not going to hurt me.
Yeah, you can take damage from height as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it obviously, you know, it takes quite a bit of height to damage you.
Sure, sure.
This fall doesn't do it. Come on, there's a whip upgrade up there. Oh, I'm on top of the shelf with a whip upgrade.
Mm. Yeah, he's not trying to whip like every single candelabra, so.
And the dark wall is where you get the food out of the wall, too.
Okay. I like how they just reuse a lot of the assets from Symphony and Rondo.
Yeah. Including the voices, too.
Yeah.
So there's the boss door they use right there.
Okay.
Hit the dark wall? I guess not. Well. So the giant bat right here.
No.
There it is.
Huh.
That's it. So they take it from the NES game where it shows you a map and how you're going through the castle.
Mm-hmm. I find it funny how it's like hand drawn. Like, here you go, Mr. Simon. You can do it. And he's like, yeah, thanks, kid.
So this is where you don't want to fall.
Gotcha. Ooh, neat. A candelabra that didn't drop anything? What is this?
So this is a spike pit right here.
Jumped on top of the
Knight,
on top
yeah.
of the knight. Cool, cool.
So I'm going to go to the next one.
Sure. Oh, he drew. They drew a front for the Medusa heads.
Let's see, come on.
I do like that the whip can actually damage multiple things instead of just the one.
Yeah, here it is.
Legend of Doom.
Yeah, first-person Legend of Zelda, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like 2D. No, I've seen this one before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This one cracks me up.
Yep, in the first Zelda game, you do start with a Master Sword and shoot lasers with it if you're full health.
Yeah, which is funny considering it's just a wooden sword.
Yeah. Octorocks, look out.
It's so funny that you have all of these like extremely pixelated walls and enemies and everything else, and then the skybox is pretty clean, pretty clear, and then you have the hyper detailed like arm for Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Really changes the perspective of how you look at the
Game, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it really well. Like, they really looked at the maps and they made this mod.
Oh yeah, did a very good job here. I'm just thinking about like the perspective of things, like because you look at a game that's 2D and then you're like, I wonder what it would be like in that world. And this is a great example of like that transition of going from 2D to 3D and all of the open areas, all of the regions you can go to. Like you can see obviously Death Mountain, behind him currently.
And you can
The
even
forest and everything that's laid out, like it's interesting.
Yeah.
It definitely makes the area feel like it makes the whole kingdom feel like more
larger, like more vast.
well, yeah. Well, that's definitely true. But I was thinking like almost primal of sorts, because like there's because like there's not enough like real story in it, because like the first game is so barren, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like, welcome to the kingdom of Hyrule. It's like, well, what kingdom? like there's nothing here.
Yeah, it's in it's really an Ocarina of Time where you see like a whole city around the castle.
Yeah, because you got to get it's A Link to the Past is one that really introduced the village, but you don't really get a proper sense of scope or rather scale, I should say, for
Hyrule, right?
for anything until you get to Ocarina, because then you have everything as 3D and you can sort of look up in certain ways.
Yeah. Of course, now you have, what is it? You have so many little mini dungeons and mini side dungeons and official dungeons in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But back when they were being made, it was limited. What you could see. Oh, so here it is.
It's so funny seeing Doom Guy running around with that stupid little green hat for like
Yeah. Oops. There we go.
In terms of because the only one I've played proper was Brutal Doom.
Right.
And that was obviously a much older version. I'm really interested in Simon's Destiny. I got to get around to that at some point.
Right. I thought Legend of Doom was funny. I mean, you even have the map screen in Doom, only it shows where you are in the Hyrule map.
Mm-hmm.
Or dungeon map. So, it's like Legend of Zelda. It has those Legend of Zelda elements of world map and dungeon map.
Yeah.
Instead of the Doom map. So, I guess we're near the end, but just letting you know, Doom plus Doom 2 is available on Steam and consoles. And Doom plus Doom 2 has all the extra campaigns we talked about, except for Cheesy Doom, obviously, because that's a separate modding community. But it's there.
It's well worth it, and I think that for its cost, it's probably one of the best deals out there. It's like 150. It's like 100 and give or take about 150 levels of just raw Doom.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't actually counted how many are total, but yeah, it's everything. It's accumulation of all that they've made for Doom and Doom 2 maps over the years in one game. So it's worth getting. It's only 1 gigabyte on your Steam library, and you can even play it with a controller on Steam as well, if that's your preferred way of playing it. So coming up later, I won't be playing Curse of Darkness today. I have a call and I've got a meeting later, so I'll see what I can do next week. But I'm going to be on my vacation, so I'm going to be replaying a special edition of whatever happened to Castlevania Volume 2, including the Castlevania game mods and the 3D collection. And that is after next week, next Thursday, whatever happened to Starship Troopers, which will be a special version of it with the introduction by myself about the episode for the video watching audience. So,
yeah, and tonight, today I will get my Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning review out, and probably continue Doom 64, which I believe at this point I'll probably burn through I'll probably end up burning through the last of the main campaign, and then probably stream the Lost episode tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So hopefully if I see any of you guys tonight, we'll finish Doom 64, and maybe next week, I believe next week for sure, I will be starting Doom the Dark Ages.
Well, I look forward to it. All right, everyone. We're at the end of the episode. I'll see you again with a video I edited for the next 2 weeks. And same time, same channel. All right. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Thanks for coming, everyone.